Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I want to do a little disassembly and maintenance on this little guy. This is a Spyderco Mantra 3. Interesting knife. Very curious about the innards. I kind of suspect this is going to be a lot like the Amalgam that I just disassembled, or the Sliver X, which I had done way in the past. But, yeah, let's go ahead and pop this guy apart. $1.50 says that I will unscrew the pivot on this side, and then I will pop these two screws out. Oh, one of them's the clip screw. I'm going to see if I can try and avoid... Ah, damn. All right, since one of these screws is the clip screw, I'm going to have to pop the clip off. There we go. Needed a little bit of torque, not too much, but a little bit. So I'll have to pop the clip off to disassemble this guy. Not so in love with that. And this guy popped loose too. Now what I should be able to do is just sort of lift things apart here. So I should be able to pop this up, off. Okay, that part's off. Now this part over here, there we go. And by slowly separating things, being careful not to apply too much force, and also remembering that you've got a live blade around here, I should be able to pop everything. Oh, that's what it's doing. It's lifting off that way rather than... Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong damn side. That's why. Heh. All right. Yeah, because I had to take the screws out on one side, not the other. I still think the lanyard tube is causing me trouble here, as it tends to do. Here, let's try this. I'm going to go ahead and just get up in here real quick and do a little twisting. That should allow anything that's bound up in there. Can I pop this blade off? Yeah, I can. I'm going to spread that out. Just this way the blade is out of play. I don't have to worry about it. But I should now be able to get up in there. Yeah, it's the lanyard tube everything's hung up on. I can't pop that off yet, but just trying to kind of pop in there. Yeah. Because it's off of these two backspace. There we go. And we're apart. Little pain in the neck, but not too bad. Alrighty, so what are we doing? We cleaning. This knife is factory freaking fresh. Oh, yeah, put everything back down this way. Factory freaking fresh. What that means is literally this came out of a box from Spyderco a couple of days ago. Well, there. Yeah, sure, I'll just spray alcohol all over everything. And so it's not like it's dirty in a classical sense, or in a neoclassical sense, I imagine. It's just dirty. You know, this doesn't need to be done, but I'm doing this so that everything's kind of running on the same, you know, when I'm comparing this to Brian knives, so that it's, you know, a fair basis for comparison. So, there's that. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and clean this part up. And by the way, at any point, if you're curious about the tools I'm using to do this, check my knife disassembly toolkit video. Have all kinds of discussion of the various implements and whatnot. This guy is kind of new. It might not be on there yet, depending when this airs. Let's be real here. This will take a while to air. Not so bad. You know, I try not to show any favoritism to people who send me gear, but one thing I often will do, kind of beside the point here, is if a maker sends me something to review, I'll probably try and bump that so it airs a little bit more quickly. Because, you know, I understand that for many of them, they're looking at this as being either great advertising or an awful idea if it turns out to be a crappy knife. But still, they're looking at it in that domain, and I like to try and at least give them some understanding of when it'll come out. And, you know, it's not like a objectivity foul. It's just they are doing me a favor by sending things my way, and so I try and do them at least a small favor in return. Although sometimes they might prefer it never come out. I don't know. But either way, so yeah. What we see here is this is the new Spyderco bearing system. So it doesn't have those paper-thin washers anymore, which is probably good. We can see here it has this half-stop pin thing going on. Spyderco's been doing this a lot lately. Really curious about that. I should email somebody about that. Ask. Just because curious. But aside from that, it's just another Taichung S30V style flipper. Compression lock, that is. Which is funny, because, you know, compression lock flippers weren't a thing until, like, not long ago. So I guess it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start the reassembling. What the hell is this? Oh, that's the stop pin. Okay, it's a shouldered stop pin. That's different. And it's the compression lock pin. All right, just checking. It's like, okay. Okay, back to ranch. So let's go ahead and pop this into position here. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to use some Knife Pivot Lube is the name of this stuff. It's a new kid on the block for lubrication. They've been pretty savvy, sent a bunch of stuff out to a bunch of social media jackasses, of which I am among them. And so I'm testing it out. The big thing it's got going for it is cheaper than my current standard, the nano oil. And if something can be cheaper and just as good, that's good. So far, it seems to be the case, but, you know, I'm waiting on some longer-term results just to make sure it doesn't, like, turn into solid cyanacrylate 10 minutes after I put it in. It's been more than 10 minutes. We should be fine there. And I don't think that can happen without alchemy, but, you know, hey, whatever. Just make sure the pivot itself is surrounded. Okay. One thing I'm going to highlight right quick, though, check this out. So this is the knife in its closed position. A lot of people, you know, when I did my sneak preview of this guy, asked, you know, what's the deal with the recurve? And in fact, it took me a second to figure this out, but take a look. This recurve is actually what's keeping it so that the knife is not, the blade of the knife is not in this little area here. They could have done things maybe a little bit differently, but that's why there's that little abrupt kind of drop in there. I can now understand, especially looking at the internals, why they couldn't have just dug that out and made a finger choil there. Because then this area would have been way too thin. You couldn't have attached the flipper tab. It would have been a problem. But that's probably, I can now see why this little curve is made in the way that it is, given the engineering limitations of the knife. Aesthetically speaking, still not a huge fan. But at the very least, it's a very understandable thing. If they were going to make this knife to the current, you know, design and parameters, that seems like they may have to have done it that way. Go ahead and put a little bit of oil on the detent ball path here, and a little on the detent ball, ceramic detent ball, by the way. Can't argue with that. And let's go ahead and start reseating everything. Yeah, alrighty, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Lanyard hole into position. All right, I'm just dropping things down slowly but surely into the place here. Oh, wait. There's some gunk up in this area here. Yeah, all right. It's just old thread locker. Pop that loose. Pop that out of there. That is beautiful. Okay. So, compression lock is compressed. Blade is in position. I'm going to go ahead and put in the pivot. By the way, this is all T8 drivers. Actually, I'm going to clean the Loctite off this pivot because they went a little thick over there at Taichung. They do like their white Loctite. This is a Taichung factory Spyderco. I say mostly to make conversation. Taichung is it's in Taiwan, but it's different than the Spyderco Taiwan plant, which is entertaining. But nonetheless, they do good work. A lot of people are like, oh, Chinese Spyderco for that matter. Like, well, A, China ain't Taiwan. Different thing. Well, depending if you ask China. I'm not going there. But anyways, but B, Taichung does really good work. Like, whoever this factory is, holy crap, yes. They're impressive. Very, very nice. So, yeah. This is another knife by that factory. And it's another reasonably impressive effort. In a lot of ways, this is like a Sage 5 flipper, kind of, but with a weirder blade. It's a strange piece. I gotta figure out... This one I don't quite grok yet. I'm not grokking the fullness here. Grok, of course, being a term from Stranger in the Strange Land, or in a Strange Land. Robert Heinlein... Yeah, that was Heinlein, right? Yeah. Heinlein's famous science fiction book. Great book. But, yeah. But I don't quite get this one yet. It's not fully... Yeah. Not fully comprehended. Hopefully I will fully comprehend it at some point during the review process. But for the moment, I'm not there yet. Okay. So, everything is back in position. The dent on this guy is solid, a little softer, but it'll work. Yeah. There we go. Blade play, a little tiny bit. All right, tighten it down. There we go. No play. All shut. Boom. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, we are all set there. That is the Spyderco Mantra. Hope this was interesting to you. Have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.